Hi, Team Plano. It's Mark Israelson, City Manager, here to update you on some big changes that have happened this week with regard to COVID-19 and how it impacts our organization and our community. So this week we had a declaration by the governor, Governor Abbott, who declared what essential businesses are and how this is going to affect our community. We are still working through a lot of those details. Our legal department is working with other neighboring communities to make sure we fully understand the essential services and the decree from the governor. We're going to continue to work through this. It may take us a day or two to decipher everything we need from that particular order, but just so everybody knows, the governor has taken action, has declared what essential services are, and we are working through that as quickly as we possibly can. A couple of other significant changes. This week we put in place a park monitoring program. We took some of our recreation staff, some of our librarians, and some other volunteers from throughout the city to start monitoring our parks and our trail system. We have a number of citizens who are out enjoying our facilities, seeking a little bit of a respite from being at home and having that cabin fever. But we need to make sure that everybody is abiding by the CDC guidelines and they're practicing safe distancing. And so we're working through that on a day-to-day basis right now with our staff, but making sure that our citizens are practicing safe behaviors while they're in the park system. We've also instituted a hiring freeze. So everybody is aware, all current searches are now frozen, regardless of where they are in the process, except for our police department, fire department, and public safety communications department. We have also moved our council meetings to Zoom, so they are online now and strictly virtual so that we're able to continue conducting the business of the city, but we'll be doing that from a teleconferencing platform. So Zoom is now going to be the way that council conducts their meetings for the next several meetings and until we get out of the COVID-19 situation that we're currently in. We've also had a few more employees with diagnoses of being positive for COVID-19. The HR staff, our risk staff, will work through the tracing and tracking and notification process for each one of those cases. So I know a lot of employees are curious as to the departments, the personnel, and who is impacted by this. The HR department and the risk department will make contact for those tracing requirements, and they will notify folks that have been in contact. But we also have the duty to protect the privacy of our employees, similar to what we do with our citizens when they have a positive COVID test. So we will abide by those procedures from risk and HR and legal to make sure that we're abiding by those privacy rules for each of our employees. But as we're able to share information, we will share what we are capable and legally permissible to share. We also have had this week some new federal benefits come into play that should be out in your email. If you have not checked your email lately, please go do so. So we do have some new FML requirements that are from the federal government for COVID-19. I would strongly suggest you go read up on that to make sure you're aware of what those new benefits are. And then last but not least, this has been an odd year for all of us. I was thinking back the other day to all the things that have happened in March that we somehow have missed due to the current emergency. I was thinking of St. Patrick's Day, March Madness, the Masters, opening day for baseball. We've missed a number of normal societal milestones, and most of mine are sports related. And it had me thinking of how busy we've all been over the last couple of days, couple of weeks. And I wanted to express my appreciation to each of you for doing the job that you're doing. I know that we have had a number of adjustments we've had to make organizationally. And so far, our organization has risen to the challenge, has adapted as quickly as possible, and made necessary changes to keep Plano the city of excellence. I'm asking each of you to keep that standard and to keep working towards the city of excellence in whichever way you possibly can for every single position in the organization. And last but not least, when you're away from work, when you're home, I want to strongly encourage you to stay home. If you don't have to go out, stay home. That's what we're encouraging our citizens. We want to encourage our employees to do the same thing. And when you're at work, stay safe. Practice social distancing, make sure you're washing your hands, make sure you're wiping down your workstation, and do what you can to stay safe at work. But with that, as big issues come up, as big changes happen, I'll make sure I reach out to each of you, our employees at the City of Plano, and thank you. Keep doing what you do.